Well. You already know who it is. Price, Rob, for Amigos podcast back on this Sunday, beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Even though this nigga tried to put me in a bad mood, trying to remind me of the fucking fuck you, Mike Matheny. You can't fucking walk David Ortiz when his niggas going godlike, going 633, what the fuck ever it was. Like, what the
638.
fuck is wrong with you? Yes, my ass. I don't need you to correct me.
Just saying. Just saying.
This
Just saying.
ain't the time. This ain't the time. Either way, kiss my ass, Mike Matheny, wherever you are. I hope you watching. I hope you tuned in. I hope you hit the link. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna watch these two guys talk about some baseball today. I hear they're talking about the AL Central today. Let me get it. And then you get this motherfucking direct shot at your ass. I don't like you. I don't. I hope you had a bad day. I hope the clouds rain down on your ass in particular. I hope everybody else had a glowing, dry day. And I hope your ass is soaked, just like you soaked our chances of winning the World Series.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I got you. Colton Wong got picked off in game one,
Mm.
but you ass picked off the fucking series. Center myself. Center myself.
Center yourself.
Continue, my brother.
Just bring it down. Oh, but to start the show, bro, we have to talk about what's going on in the NFL.
Hut.
Maxx Crosby
Mm-hmm.
traded to the
Maxon.
Ravens. Two first round picks.
Two of them things.
Okay, so let's kind of unpack this a little bit. Max going for the two first round picks is kind of like I told you. I feel like that's almost standard. I feel like the
Mm-hmm.
two first round picks for somebody like him is standard, but it's not the fact that he went for the two first round picks and where he went. It's the fact that he's still under contract and they have
Yes.
room. They have room to do what they need to do.
Yes.
Now, in your opinion, because I gotta ask you what you think. First of all, where would you rate the trade? Second of all, how much better did this just make this Ravens defense, and what do you think it's going to do for them?
A plus on both sides to me. Like, I think that the Raiders needed that depth. The Raiders needed to trade Maxx Crosby. It was really just a matter of who he was going to go to and when. Like a Detroit Lions, I think was up there as far
Mm-hmm.
as being talked about. Like other teams, the Patriots, I think made calls and stuff like that. But the Ravens won the sweepstakes, and they should have. They got Lamar Jackson. They're trying to do the best with him. They have to basically make sure they got a pass rush on the other side. I think I saw the going thing from Sports Center, or the graphic from Sports Center, that like he has basically as many sacks in the last 4 years, he and being Maxx Crosby, as the whole pass rush for the Ravens. Like,
It's
I think it's
crazy work.
something. It's something like that. So like this is something that they sorely needed. 5-time Pro Bowler, guy that's one of the best pass rushers in all the league, and like Nate just said, under contract until 2029. Like this is a great trade, and the Raiders needed depth. The Raiders needed basically just they could you really use those two first rounders, which I think the first rounder they got this year is in the 14th. So it's like mid first round. Like, so
Something
I
like
think it's a
that.
great overall trade that both sides sorely needed. So I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah, I love the trade partially, like mostly, not just partially, mostly because of him being under contract for so long. Because usually,
Yes.
whenever you see this is usually a signing trade. It's usually a,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm gonna have you for a year, and then we gotta figure this out, or I gotta
Yep.
figure this out.
Like, your extension is coming up right now.
Yeah, and due to the fact that they have him locked already, that's like saying, "Hey, man, I went out here, made this quick trade, and I got you. Like I have you." I understand the Raiders like desperation because they are desperate. If
Mm-hmm.
you're a Raiders fan and you think that you're not desperate, check yourself in. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now with them picking up the picks, I told you I don't think that they could ever suffer from Mendoza being a great quarterback because they don't have enough. They don't have enough. So I think this is a really good move. I think they're gonna get Mendoza, and then no telling what they do. They have to find depth. They have to figure this out. Also,
Yeah.
while we're speaking on this, I hit Rob with one of my theories earlier. So as you guys know, because the Raiders are drafting Mendoza. We all know this.
I mean, we just talked about it last week because we talked about the mock draft.
Yep.
Yeah, go in the archives, hit us, see our mock draft. 2.0 is coming.
Yeah.
2.0 coming soon.
2.0 is coming, and you guys can actually go ahead. Yeah, you can take a look at that. But we're talking about that. I have a Clint Kubiak theory. I'm just throwing this one out there. Kubiak was in Seattle. Gino had to go. Kubiak made it to the to the Raiders. Gino had to go. I think Kubiak might have it somewhere in his contract, or he might be talking to the people upstairs and be like, hey, whenever I show up, if he's there, he can't be here while I'm here. It's a bad working environment whenever he's around, so I need him to go as soon as I show up.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I think we got one is a blip, two is a trend. I think we got something here.
It's a trend. I feel like it's a trend. And with Gino having to be cut again, it's sad to see because he had a bang up year in Seattle. He was looking like a different man. And then to go to the Raiders, but the Raiders it
didn't work. It didn't work. And I felt it could have gone one more year. I understand why they wanted to move on because of how bad it went, but I think he deserved another year with the Raiders.
Yeah.
I also think, look, hey, Vikings, if you would like a, competent, strong backup quarterback or a quarterback that's going to compete with JJ McCarthy to basically, right the ship. Kyler Murray's cool. I'd also like Geno, but be that as it may, I mean, Indianapolis, I think they should be in the running for a Geno Smith. Cleveland should be in the running for a Geno Smith. Like, I think the thing about Geno Smith is, like, I think he is a stable enough quarterback, last year notwithstanding. I think he's a stable enough quarterback that's going to get you that's going to have you have a good team. And especially when you talk about, like, say the Browns, for example. The Browns having Judkins coming back, hopefully they draft another receiver this year and basically pair him and pair him up with Fannin and all them cats that they basically got on that team. I think that they should basically be looking at, hey, let's go ahead and get a I know they got a Pro Bowl quarterback there, but be that as it may, have somebody compete with that quarterback, with that Pro Bowl quarterback, to at least either sharpen that iron or basically throw that nigga out to pasture. Either one. Like, it just needs to be to where I think they need to get somebody like him.
Oh, and for all of you people who were saying I was wrong about Kyler Murray, they already had a Kyler Murray sighting in Miami. So haha. I called it before. I called it before you guys even knew it. Like, Miami does Miami things. It's not hard to predict, man.
Yeah. Like, they're gonna go after Kyler. They're gonna go after Malik Willis. The motherfucker's cheap. I think a lot of teams should go after Kyler Murray just for the fuck of it. You might only need to basically, you might have him on a Russell Wilson type deal. Shit, like that's a hell of to basically have a quarterback that you only got to pay like maybe a few million to. Like, you can't beat that. That's why we had Sam Darnold. Like, that's why and when Sam Darnold wasn't on that cheap of a deal, it just wasn't advantageous.
Yeah. Which I could almost see you guys trying to get Kurt back. Like, just
you keep putting that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I don't need that. I don't. What would be the point of us getting Kirk Cousins? Like, because the thing about it is, Kirk had a bad wheel going into that Falcons team. That bad wheel doesn't seem like it got that much better, and he's gotten that much older. What I have no clue what would be the point of the Vikings going to get Kirk Cousins.
Well, you got a young quarterback with a whole bad body right now that's trying to recover.
So we gonna get an old quarterback with a bad body? Like, what would be the point of that?
Old quarterback is, dude.
Oh, I know he's bad. Like, and I know he's worse than what he was, which I didn't think he was that bad as much as people thought he was. But I also think he's worse than what he was then. So why would I want a worse quarterback, a worse version of the quarterback that we had that I didn't want anymore, when I could possibly get a Geno Smith or a Kyler Murray or shit, out of nowhere, maybe even a Malik Willis, which I'm not holding my breath on, and I wouldn't because that nigga only started 6 games.
Yeah.
But you
never know. Y'all might take
I,
him back.
I
It might be
you
like a
do
bad
no,
relationship.
no, no. Don't wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I don't want that.
You never know, bro.
Yes, it could happen. They could sign my black ass tomorrow. But the thing about it is, neither one of those things should happen. None. Neither. Like both things don't need to happen at all.
You wouldn't go quarterback for your team?
No, absolutely. I am not getting. Look, I am a veteran. I served in the military. I don't want to basically go on that battlefield, my brother. That those motherfuckers are real. I'm good.
They are
I'm
real.
good. I'm good, Playboy.
But I also could see you guys just picking him up just for familiarity reasons. Just saying, hey, Kurt, you can come back, swing by the crib,
You know what? If they want
You know
familiar,
what's
get
gonna happen.
grandma's. If they want familiarity, get grandma's quilt. We don't need this motherfucking quarterback. Like, we don't need that. No, 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 no. We don't need Kirk Cousins. We need. Granted, I see them motherfuckers going after Joe Flacco because that motherfucker just wants to stay around. But even though I saw that he's eyeing a starting job, which yeah, I'm eyeing Rihanna too. But like that don't mean any. That don't mean that, yeah, Normani, like nigga, I'm eyeing a bunch too, but that don't mean it should happen or it's gonna happen. Like, no, what fuck are you on?
Bro, I'm telling you, y'all might get him. Yeah, y'all might get him.
No, see, I thought we was cool, dog.
We are. I just thought they might want him back. They might want him back. They might want him back.
No, thank you, Vikings. If you're watching this, because I hope you are, Skull, don't do it.
Yeah.
Reconsider. Reconsider.
Now, now that we got a little NFL out the way, look, let's talk MLB. We got to get into this AL Central preview. Look, we're gonna start it off, okay? And this is quite funny that you put this like this. Remember thrift stores? That's the Twins. Ooh, excuse me. The Twins are pretty bad, bro. The
Oh my
Twins are
god.
bad.
Like, you ever go into a thrift store and you be like, man, I remember He-Man. I remember Thundercats, and they got the shirts and everything like that. You remember Josh Bell?
Yeah,
Guess where he is?
not where the hell he need to be.
I mean, actually, Josh Bell with the Twins is actually pretty standard. But remember James, Dodgers fans, you remember James Outman? Guess where he is? Like, is this team is made up a bunch of different pieces. Like, hey, you remember this? You remember talking about this? You remember when we used to chat about this? That's what the Twins are now. Like, they don't really have much else. Like, hey, remember when we used to talk about Royce Lewis? Yeah, I mean, he gets hurt a lot, but it's like that's where he is now. Like, I haven't given completely up on him because I mean you have the marker on. Look, you got the blueprint on him when you got Byron Buxton. You see how Byron Buxton turned his career around and what it was when he first got there. So I mean, there is time, but it's one of those things of he's either like Royce Lewis is on that Joe Burrow, which is he might be one of the best third basemen in all of baseball, or he's out for the season. Like it's or out for most of the season.
Which is
Like
crazy work.
that's one of the things with him. Like, but yeah, remember Victor Caratini? Guess where he is? Like, that's what this team is made of. There is nothing really much. They sold a lot of their people. Of course, Duran and so many different like others that basically like were pieces on this team. Like, they are going full rebuild. Walker Jenkins, who was one of the top prospects and has been one of the top prospects in baseball for a very long time, is now looking like he's actually going to come full bloom onto this team. They got Matt Wallner. They got, like I said, Outman, Kirkashell, and all that. Cody Clemens, for the people that love Roger the Rocket, like his boy, who's basically made a decent living staying in the league. Like, it looked like it was gonna be curtains for him a long time ago, but that man, that man has been an ultra utility man for a lot of different teams. Well, pretty
that easily.
nah, nigga, that nigga's the clap.
So,
But I'm sorry for Cody Clemens for calling you the clap. But yeah, that's where this team is now. Baseball Prospectus got them winning 78 games.
which is actually
Nah.
8 higher than last year. That's what baseball perspective has them. Now,
Yeah.
before we jump to one of these other teams that is sorry is Sack or you know what, um, do you think Minnesota, because Minnesota and Chicago were very close. Minnesota
Mhm.
170, Chicago 160. Who do you think is going to be at the bottom of the totem pole in this division? Because I think it's going to be one of these two.
Ooh.
It has to be one of these two.
Ooh. And you know what? It's interesting. And because we're going to talk about them as this kind of goes on, because right now, the projected bottom of the barrel is going to be the White Sox. It's probably going to be them because I think when it comes to this team, even though I'm actually higher on the White Sox this year than I have been in past years, just because like a lot of their prospects that basically they sold off to get other people for like the Drew Thorpes of the world,
Mm-hmm.
like they're now coming into the league and basically going to be used and shit like that, or like the Braden Montgomerys, uh, like they're now going to actually be used. Like I'm higher on them, but yeah, like this is a team that still isn't ready to really compete. Even though I do like them, I do like what they can be.
Okay. So, speaking of dumpsters, that's the White Sox. We're going to talk about them now.
Yeah,
So, you're thinking that the White Sox are still going to be bottom of the barrel. You think that they're still going to be worse than the Twins
yeah,
with
but
102 losses?
but the thing about it is, in baseball perspectives, got them winning. I mean, losing 93 games. But
Oh, Jesus.
here's what I would say. I'd be much rather if I had to basically see if you basically put two teams and say, "Hey, watch this one or watch this one." You said, "Would you like to watch the Twins or would you like to watch the White Sox?" I would much rather watch the White Sox. I do think that they basically have like they have a lot of players because they have like that kind of and reason why I said the reason why I'm thinking like they might be a dumpster is because like sometimes in a dumpster there is just trash. There is just basically straight up trash, garbage use, all that. But sometimes it's something that somebody threw away on accident or something that basically is not as bad as what you basically would have thought. So, like, say Miguel Vargas,
Yeah.
the Dodgers threw that motherfucker away a long time ago, and basically he's ended up on the White Sox. He might not be too bad. I think that with this team, like because the thing is, Miguel Vargas was a former top prospect,
But
former top 100
he's
prospect.
also supposed to be playing third, and they picked up Mirakami.
Yes, but Mirakami is also they might move him to first. Is he's going to be between third and first, and they probably going to be DHing him for a amount of time too. So
I'd rather
it's
lose.
gonna roll around. But no, it's the thing of and the thing with Murakami is that they said that he basically had a lot of swing and miss, so he might have a high strikeout. So we don't know how much he's gonna stay in the lineup or how much it's gonna take him to get acclimated to the MLB game. Granted, his division sucks or mostly sucks, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it is just where like I think that Miguel Vargas might have a chance. Colson Montgomery, who was also another top prospect. Like the thing about like with this team, they have a lot of people that were top prospects at one time or another. And it's just that now it's gonna be like wait to see like what it all shakes out to be. They signed they went and got Sir Anthony Dominguez, who probably is not gonna be on that team come August.
Nope, nope, he
Uh
won't.
but they're gonna basically be able to re-up and get more out of him, get more from him. They went and got Jordan Hicks, another guy that probably ain't gonna be on that team come August. So like they have a lot of tools to, or they have a lot of things which I always go with. Hey, sign a bunch of relievers because they're gonna basically bring you a lot of fortune come, especially if they start being good.
Yes.
Like if either one of them niggas got like a 2.5 ERA, them niggas going for at least 2-3 prospects, at the trade deadline. So it's like you might as well do it. When it got Austin Hayes, who is another guy that basically, they gonna have like this isn't a team that has nothing. Also, they got Ronald Acuna Jr.'s brother.
Yeah,
Like this is a team.
Sanjay.
Yeah, like this is not a team that has nothing, but it has a lot of not much. Yeah, like there's not a lot to basically love. But I would rather, like I said, I would rather watch this team, even though old Comiskey don't, new Comiskey don't look that good no more. Like it
Yeah,
looks really,
yeah.
that's a really ugly looking stadium.
Yeah. There really is a bad looking stadium.
but I would much rather watch this team.
Yeah, I could agree with you there. Yeah, I think I would rather watch the White Sox than watch the Twins. That's two different things. But now
Yeah.
now that we kind of been through the Twins and been through the White Sox, I'd like to let the people of Cleveland know that Rob thinks that you're gonna be poo. And
Cleveland, you're gonna be poo. I'm just saying it's gonna happen, dog.
Rob, where does baseball perspective have Cleveland at this year?
So they got y'all finished. They got y'all finishing right above those one to be watched, but not gonna be great White Sox. They got y'all finishing 75 and 86.
So
Uh
probably not in the playoffs.
no, they got y'all as basically the fourth team in
Yeah,
that division. So yeah, y'all ain't making the playoffs.
yeah, they're
The
not.
AL has too many good teams for y'all to basically get that kind of record.
Yeah,
And y'all don't really have much. Like I'm looking at this team, y'all don't have that number one starter. Shane Bieber being like Cy Young candidate guy is a long time. Like y'all don't have anybody like that. Y'all got a bunch of stability starters like the Tanner BBs, like the Gavin Williamses of the world. Like y'all don't Logan Allen. Like y'all don't really have like anybody that's gonna blow y'all away. I mean, granted, you still got one of the best players in all of baseball, Jose Ramirez. Y'all got one of the best prospects in all of baseball, Travis Bazana,
yeah,
Kyle Mazzardo. Like y'all have Stephen Kwan, of course, like a known love for both me and my brother over here. Uh, like y'all have pieces. Like I have guys that basically it's like, okay, this is something that could be a part of a winning team. Y'all brought in Austin Hedges. Like this, it can be a part of a winning team, but y'all don't have a lot to basically put fear, especially within that rotation, especially within that bullpen. Like y'all don't have anything. Correct. And with Emmanuel Clase basically gone, probably going to be banned for life from MLB particular. Y'all don't have a closer. So like y'all really don't have much of anything to even trade, let alone really win with. So yeah, man, y'all gonna suck this year. And it's not it's what it is. Like it ain't no like tanking situation where you can basically be like, well, we're gonna have some bad times and then a good times gonna come after. Nah, man, y'all gonna suck for a while. And it happens.
yeah.
Y'all be all right. Y'all tough, right?
So them falling off from 88 to now they're now 76 wins. That is a drop off from them because they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So that's a hard way to watch them just like fall off like that. But it's gonna be what it's gonna be, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, they're losing Class A because he's tied to the gambling and stuff. All that's
Yeah.
which is crazy work.
It's mad unfortunate because like the way that it kind of seemingly went, it was just like, dog, you don't need to do that. Like, why would you do that? And granted, it seemed like what it was like. I think they said it was 40 pitches over 2 years that they basically identified as something that was tied to like some kind of gambling
Yeah.
thing. Like, it's fucking crazy, dog. Like,
But I will say this: they got a hell of a defense going for him, saying that they pinned him as like he was the victim. He's the victim of a scheme. Is what they got.
yeah,
And then this is why I think that it could be hit or miss for him and Ortiz. They're not trying them together. They're trying them separately.
mm,
They
mhm.
trying them separately. So we don't know what's going on that could work against that. But even if you make it out of this,
It's not the goodest of looks, dog.
yeah, first of all it's not the goodest it looks, and then second of all, you out a year from
Yeah.
baseball. You out a year. Like Claus say is like he's 27. Granted, he's relatively young, but
Give me a Google search.
you're out a year though. You know, you're out a year.
Yeah.
We out a year of baseball. Then let's say you do have a good enough look to where somebody says, yeah, we gonna pick you up. You done been out a year. You gonna have to go somewhere and sit AAA. You're gonna have to go
Mhm.
somewhere and sit AAA for a while to work your way back into shape
Right.
to get back, and then before you can even like get back out there. But it's and then I'm gonna be real, over 450,000. That's not enough. It's not
Yeah.
enough. It's not enough. It's not
Yeah,
enough. It's just
for what the risk is, because I think from what it sounded like, as far as like what I've heard with certain people how they described it, it just was one of those. Yeah, they'll never catch me with this. It's kind of like it for people that remember the movie Office Space. It's like they basically did the 1 cent like or whatever it was, like little small like cuts of all like things that went into another account, and basically they were like, "Oh yeah, we ain't gonna get caught," because nobody's looking at this much, and we're raking in, this amount, and all that. Even though it's a crime, it's like it's so small that people ain't gonna find it. That's what it is, because it's 200 pitches. Yeah, it's 200 pitches a game, and he's coming in the back end of those. Like ain't nobody gonna really look at this shit.
yeah. This is what he thought.
This is what he thought.
This is what he
They
thought.
Russell T's.
Yeah, and then they caught your ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, gotcha, bitch. and that's all it took. But yeah, I think you're right though. I think Cleveland is gonna fall off. Like me and you were talking about, J Ram is locked in until he's 40.
Mm-hmm.
Look, they should have been making moves 2 to 3 years ago to try to optimize J Ram to make sure that they can make a deep playoff. And I think that this falls at the feet of like just flat out just ownership and management and
Agreed.
that all falls at their feet,
Agreed.
like hands down. No, because no
Yep.
matter what you tell me, that shit is like, hey, you guys fucked this up. You have him. He was your star. Cause bro, he's a switch hitter. He can hit lights out. He can get hot.
He could be 30, 35 and 120 RBIs every year.
Yeah,
Every year.
he's money in the bank. He could be money in the bank, and you're just gonna screw him over. But let's leave Cleveland alone. Let's go over to the Royals, bro. So look, I see
Mm.
that you said that you like the Royals, and everybody else should too. I like the Royals. Bobby Witt Jr. is one of my favorites. Like
Oh my God.
the,
Like,
the guy is amazing. I don't know
yeah.
when or if he's gonna get an MVP because of the amount of talent
Yeah.
that's going on. But in my eyes, I'll be like, this is a guy that could have won the MVP if it wasn't for all of these other guys. But what are you feeling about the Royals this year? What does baseball perspective have them this year?
So baseball perspectives have them winning 85 games. Have them winning the division.
What?
So
With
yes,
85?
yes. 85. Because dog, so they're like in this division, they're the only outside of them and the other team that we about to talk about, they're the only ones that actually are going to finish above 500. So they're not looking, which the thing about it is for baseball fans like us, like we remember how the Central is. Central is always close. Like
Yeah.
you usually don't have, or at least back in the day, it was always close. Like the Central, you didn't really have a runaway team winning it every single year. It was Cleveland would get hot this time, Royals would get hot this time, the Tigers would get hot this time, the White Sox early on would get hot, and like everybody would have their times where they basically would just get hot, and it was just like they had these great teams because they had these great players because they had this whatever. It's like they would just get hot, and that's what it would be. And so it's generally competitive. But no, like I'm with you when it comes to Bobby Witt. The problem that he has is Aaron Judge. I think the only way Bobby Witt is going to win an MVP this year is if people get very apathetic about Aaron Judge winning it every single year. Because Aaron Judge is basically, especially because Shohei Ohtani ain't there no more.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge is basically the MVP every year, and that's really what it is because he damn near hits for the cycle every year. Like he hits 50 home runs, he hits like 130 RBIs, and basically bats like 330. Like the motherfuckers, and he's like 6'7".
Yeah.
6'7". Like he's all that shit, dog. Like he honestly, like, even though I basically call Shohei Ohtani the GOAT because he is the GOAT, like Aaron Judge is also the other ridiculous, impossible motherfucker in that league because he's big as a fucking offensive tackle.
Yeah.
And he basically hits for average power and moves runners. Like the thing about him is, and he plays a decent right field, even though I still think Cal Raleigh should have won the MVP last year. That's neither here nor there, but I'll keep on saying it. But like, I think he is, like, Aaron Judge is the best player in all of the American League, at least. Like, You could basically make a case for him being better than
Yeah.
Shohei. But the thing about it is, as far as the best player in the American League every year, it's Aaron Judge until that motherfucker don't want to play no more. Like that's what it is. And so Bobby Witt Jr., he basically has to wait for that motherfucker to leave or wait for that motherfucker to have an off year, which it don't seem like that's ever really going to happen. Like an off year for Aaron Judge is probably like 30, 35, 30, 38 home runs, 100 RBIs, hitting like 300.
So there is
Uh,
look. I'll say that there's one person that I think this year, only because of what I saw the other day. Well, what I've seen in the first two games of the World Baseball Classic, I think that there's one person that's going to throw his hat into the ring this year in that division. Well, not the Central. Just
yeah, I think I know who you're talking about, but go ahead.
do you think you know who I'm talking about?
I think I know who you're talking about because I think he did something today.
Would this person happen to be the son of another person?
Oh no, that's not who I was thinking about.
Okay, so the person I'm thinking about is the son of another person.
Okay, so then I to who also did something today. I think I saw his name come up, but yeah,
Yeah. Well, he's on the Dominican Republic team.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah, I do think that right now we could say that Vlad. I think Vlad might throw his hat in the ring.
That is true. That is
I
true.
think Vlad might throw his hat in the ring this year. I
Like
think he's gonna be there.
he's gonna be scorched earth this year, and I think and I can't honestly. That's one of the things about the Jays that with this year I can't wait to watch them because those motherfuckers gonna be they're either gonna be emo or they're gonna be scorched earth,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to see what it's gonna actually look
Because
up.
I,
Because
I
like
don't know if you saw it, but it was him, Soto, him, Caminero, and somebody else all homer.
yeah, Caminero is who I was thinking about. Like
Caminero is another
I
person
can't.
who could have his
That's
hat in the ring. He could have
he's
his
gonna
hat
be
in
a
the
reason
ring
I watch
too.
Rays. He's the reason I'm gonna watch Rays games. I love watching him. But no, and this is another sidetrack. Y'all go watch the World Baseball Classic. It is a lot of great stuff happening. If y'all looked at yesterday, the only two walk-off home runs in the World Baseball Classic happened yesterday. Balloons. Um, and like literally like I can't remember Beatrice from
Damn.
not Panama. Who was Panama playing? Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Hit a walk off, and then Ozzy Albies for the Netherlands hit a walk off. Like crazy shit, dog. And then like Chinese Taipei had a crazy ending yesterday to stay in thumbs
Thumbs
up
up.
to, to stay in the motherfucking World Baseball Classic, dog. Like or to basically still have a chance because like they were basically facing elimination play in Korea, and essentially they had like a nice little ending to that game. Like this has been an absolutely fantastic World Baseball Class so far, and we only in pool play right now. We haven't even gotten to like the real thick. Now, granted, this has been a lot of asides talk about how great the Royals I think are going to be this year. Which the Royals they added a bunch of pieces. Jonathan India, they went and traded for Isaac Collins from the Brewers, like Jack Caglione, who used to be one of those two-way guys, but now is going to be strictly first base and outfield. Looks like, but so much power. He has that kind of. I know a lot. Y'all know a lot of names, but O'Neal Cruz from the Pirates, he has that kind of power,
A lot of
like
pop
that
in that. A lot of pop in that.
114 exit velocity power, which is really fast, like for anybody to basically do it. But no, big strong motherfucker. But yeah, like they still got a really nice they really still got a really nice rotation with Cole Reagans, who is a Cy Young candidate. Uh Generally Noah Cameron, Seth Lugo, like they still got Urkeg, still got Estevez like in their bullpen. Like this is a team that met and they picked up Matt Strom from the Pirates. I'm the Phillies, from the Phillies, same state. But yeah, man, with this being like probably Salvi's like next to last or last year or somewhere in that realm, I think they're going to be very motivated to basically do something with this team. And I think that it's very also a very beautiful stadium.
Yes.
Kaufman Stadium is. But like the thing also is like I think they're going to want to basically bring more attention. They're going to bring more firepower, not just within this division, but to reverberate throughout the All American League in particular. Like this is a team that's going to compete, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Now, before we jump into this last one, I just want to say, guys, if you're not watching the World Baseball Classic, the game that I suggested it would be Brazil and Mexico. Duran,
Mm.
Arozareno, Alejandro Kirk, Rowdy, Tellez, Alvarez Jr. is gonna be there. All those playing for Mexico. I think Mexico's probably gonna beat Brazil today. That's just my
Mm.
opinion. Just my opinion. But that's like the 7 o'clock game. I think that's gonna be the
Which
game today to watch.
Brazil had fucking Manny for guys. If you want to feel old, Manny Ramirez, 20-year-old son, was
Yes.
bad leadoff for Brazil and hit a home run off of what was that? What did he hit a home run off of? Webb, Logan Webb.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And shit. Matter of fact, Jose Contreras' son was who's 17, still in high school, who basically made Aaron Judge ground out to a any double play,
Yeah.
broke his back. Like motherfuckers pitching 97 on the fucking
17 years
black,
old.
17 years old, hellified changeup,
You
dog.
know he
Like,
coming to the league.
oh my god,
You
I
know
can't,
he
I
coming to the
can't,
league.
my nigga. Like, I was looking, I'm like, god damn. Like, it was one of those things. Like, this is Jose Contreras' son. Like, I remember watching Jose Contreras when I was a kid, nigga.
Hey, he's coming to the league, baby.
Oh my god, I
He's
can't
coming
wait.
to the
I
league.
cannot wait.
Dude, look, you just tell him be ready. He's on this way.
Be ready. Yeah.
Just be ready. He's on this way. But we're gonna jump back into the Tigers. Rob,
Yeah.
this is your winner. This is your winner. This is king of this division. This is king of this division. You think it's either them or the Royals, right?
I got the Royals,
You got
be
the
honest with
Royals.
you. Yeah. But one of the things is like, I think, my question is, have they lost, like, have they earned their playoff stripes last year with how great they played?
Mm-hmm.
Can they keep them? Like, I don't know, like, with this, when it comes to this team, because I mean, they still got Tarek Skubal, who back-to-back Cy Young winner. They went and got Flamber Valdez. So they got twin lefties up at the top of their rotation. Casey Mize, still got Jack Flaherty. Brought back Justin Verlander, which is crazy because Justin Verlander, I think, is trying to pitch like, I think he's like 45 or some shit.
Verlander is Moses.
Yeah.
He's old as Moses right now in baseball years.
Like, when we talk about a nigga pitching since we were kids, nigga, I remember being a teenager, like, or shit, like either teenager or a young adult, like watching this nigga basically.
Was a teenager and he was pitching.
Yeah, he's 43. So yeah, like, this nigga been pitching for a very, 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 very long time.
Like I said,
Like,
Moses.
yeah,
This is Moses on the mound.
Methuselah.
That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
Methuselah, bro.
Yeah, like this nigga throwing dust. Which the thing is, he didn't really pitch well through the latter, through in last season with the Giants. So we're gonna see how this goes. Maybe he gets a fountain of youth. But no, man, Jace Young, Javier Baez, it looks like they might be bringing up Kevin McGonaghy, who's like one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Spencer Torkelson, Cole Keith. Like, this still is a team that has a fair amount of firepower, but I don't really like them comparatively, or I don't really get the oomph in my tuchus in the same way that I get it with the Royals.
Okay.
Which,
fair enough.
Yeah, like that. I see this team as a good team, not a great team, even though they had a great playoff run. But it's like, I don't have the oomph when it comes to them comparatively to the Royals.
So I kind of agree with you, but I'm gonna tell you why I think that they may keep their strikes. This team is relatively still pretty young. You gotta kind of look at them. Riley Green is 25. Javier is like 33, but you gotta look at like the other pieces there. Cole Keith is 24. You gotta look at Torkelson, he's 26. Gleber is like one of your older guys, but he's 29. Jayce Young is 25. Well, Jayce Young is 25. You have guys that are young enough. Like I said, yeah, we do have Methuselah on the mound, goddamn it, at 43. But Framber is 32. He got time. He still got a little bit of time. School is only 29. Mize is only 28.
Matt Vierling from
the Lou.
There we go.
Yeah, and then look, Flaherty is 30. We know guys are usually you get a picture of his caliber. he's going to pitch good at least to about 34, 35 ish. They give him
Yeah,
another 3, 4 years at high end with him, with Myers, with the rest of those guys. I think that they can maintain, Rob. They may not beat the Royals out, but I'll say this: the Royals were only 2 games over 500 last year. Baseball perspective is predicting them to basically win this year. I think it's
yeah.
going to be a tad bit more of a struggle than what we think it's going to be with them and the Tigers to see who's on top whenever it's
That's a
all
fair
said
point.
and done.
That's a fair point.
Because we know who not making it. Like we know who not
Nigga,
making it.
everybody else who we talked about, they are not there. Like, even though I remember saying it before the season, like every one of these teams can win like 70 games or lose 100 games or something like that. Or some shit. I can't remember what I said.
Oh, I know
But
one of them is bound to lose 100
yeah.
games.
But like it's the American League is very competitive. They have a lot of teams that are able to compete. It's just that when it comes to like the other three teams in this division, like comparatively to all the teams that are in the fucking West, all the teams that are in the East, these are teams that's gonna get kind of just there's a not safe for work way to basically put it. But all I would say is um they need to stretch and ice up and lube up.
Look, I think whenever it's all said and done, I think that Detroit is gonna possibly play better than what we think. They're definitely the number 2 team
Yeah,
behind the
in this
Royals.
division. Yeah.
Yeah, but they may make a push. They may make a
Yes.
push.
Yes. Either one of those teams could win the AL Central. I ain't saying that the Tigers cannot. I think very much Tigers have a lot to compete. I just don't think that I don't think they're on paper at least better than the Royals.
I can tell you who I think, who I know ain't gonna make it. I know the White Sox not.
Oh
Now,
no.
now hold on. Let me say this. Just because every now and then me and Rob say and some shit goes completely opposite, I'm gonna go ahead and preference this.
Go ahead.
If the White Sox happen to come out there and win 80 games, okay, we're gonna call this a mulligan. I'm gonna call this a mulligan and a
AI
flash in the
Nate.
fan, okay? This is
You gonna
AI
say
Nate.
AI
This is gonna be
AI
AI
Nate?
Nate.
See?
With I highly doubt they just lost 102. Just
Yeah.
lost 102.
And like I said, they got a bunch of pieces that they are adding and have added that basically were seen as like say top prospects.
Yeah,
It's just that yeah, it ain't gonna be this year comparatively to all the teams that have also top prospects, but also have stars that basically have been playing and showing up, showing out.
yeah.
Like nah, they're not there yet.
We
They're
now
not
in
there
what
yet.
20 game swing.
Yeah, no, maybe not. I would say like a year or two from now, White Sox. I would say look out. I would say look out basically to see where they are because I think that they do have a lot of stuff. It's just that stuff just got here for most part, and they traded away Luis Robert, traded away essentially any remnants of whatever talent that they had before. So, but they've gotten new talent, like I said, Colson Montgomery, the Montgomery twins, essentially Colson and Braden.
Yeah,
Like they got both of them and Kyle Teal and like they got like I said, they got pieces. It's gonna take some time.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna take a little time because, but that's why I went ahead and I covered that base was because something
Safe.
every now and then we get hit over the head with one, and it's like, hold up, wait a minute, I wasn't supposed to go like
Real a
that.
real G fuck up every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then G fuck up. But now we must talk a little bit of NBA with you guys. As you know, Jayson Tatum made his return to the
From
basketball world from the Lou. He made
thank
his
you.
return to Boston. Looking a little sluggish out there, coming off the ACL, but it's to be expected. It's to be
It is.
expected.
It
He,
is.
he had a nice night, 15, 12, 7 assists. He shot a lot, just like tonight. Whenever they just played Cleveland, they managed to pull out the win against Cleveland a little while ago. I'll say this: Tatum is there, but like I told you, he doesn't have the muscle explosiveness yet,
Mm-mm.
and that's the part that I'm worried about, and you also concerned about. You're like, it's not there yet. It's not. This ain't firing off like it should, but you never know. It may bounce back eventually. Well, over time, it will bounce back. He will make the right, the right steps in the grand scheme of things to recover and become himself. It may take him a little while, but it may be a little late right now in the season because we're not too far off of playoff time. Boston is seeded really well. It's like I kind of told everybody. I think he kind of has to find himself. Hopefully, it doesn't affect the team too much. But Boston has the right coach in Missoula to figure this out, and I think that they'll be okay. They'll figure it out. I don't know if they're playoff. Well, if they're fit to win a championship right now, but it's a possibility that
Yeah.
could happen. But moving on from that, I see that you say
But
oh no, go ahead,
well,
go ahead, go ahead.
so I did have one thing because the thing is, I think when you talk about like, hey, he looks sluggish, and my thing was like, yeah, he looks sluggish, or he didn't look as well as he used to. Granted, he spent 10 months, not playing basketball, not playing at the highest level of basketball and everything like that. But I think one of the things that I think has to basically be talked about when it comes to Jason Tatum is when it comes to us,
Oh
STL
my
people, when it
God,
comes to
here
us
we go.
314 people. And like the way that when people like fellow people from the STL may doubt a situation and basically come out and say like, okay, this might not be what it is, and in the face of others that basically be like, no, man, it's gonna be the exact same thing. I think we're both right, but I think that also the thing about it is that when it comes to overcoming the odds of like, hey, this person been out for 10 months, where this is a year-long injury generally, and he's back and he's playing at a high level. It's just it shows the supremacy that we have as STO people when it comes to the rest of the world. And I think that when it comes to showing out, and you guys see it on this show, you guys see on this show every week, this face from the 314 that basically comes to your screen, that comes to your ear holes, and basically gives you all the goodness that you could ever really want in your life for at least about 90 minutes. This guy basically gives you all of that. And the reason why he does that is because it's something in that water, in that Mississippi, because it basically comes down. It's the one thing that basically is so prevalent and it basically flows down right through us as we are the gateway to the West, as we are the basically people that welcome you when it comes to if you want to go to that side, to the next frontier, to the great frontier. We are the people of that crescent nation that basically come to you and say, like, hey, we are here, but we basically defy odds and we do the things that you guys may or may not be able to do, but in a consistent basis we are there to succeed. And Jayson Tatum is an example of that. And the thing about it is, you know what, I try to stamp it down. I try to basically make sure that like what powers I have, I nerf myself. I try to make sure I nerf myself because it's like
Nerf yourself.
I don't want to basically, you see it, dog. I don't want to basically make it to where my supremacy is acted out on y'all because I don't want that. I don't want that. I want everybody to be comfortable. I want everybody to be comfortable with me. I want to be comfortable with everyone. And so if I have to do that, then Jason Tatum has to do that. So he might look a little sluggish right now. A few weeks, he'll be okay. He'll be okay, baby. It's just
All
that
right.
because the thing about it is us STL people, we've survived, we overcome, and we succeed on a routine basis. It just comes easy. Show me state, I show you seven to show you eight. Carrots in one ring, doing one thing. Like that's what we do, baby. That's what we do. But you know what? I just had to make sure that was said before we move on to the next subject. What we talking about now?
Okay. Now, with that being said, look, we have to talk about. I saw that you were talking about NBA should employ loans like they do in soccer. Like give Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers for a year for LeBron's retirement. Where are you going with this? Where are we
So
going with
like,
this?
okay, so we all know that LeBron ain't gonna play. He ain't from St. Louis, so he's a guy that basically can't really play too much longer. But the thing about it is, he is from the Midwest, and so at least that gives him at least some kind of like tangential, whatever. But either way, what I mean is, this is probably gonna be the next to last year. This is gonna be probably the next to last year of LeBron James playing.
Yeah.
Now, people have talked about like where LeBron James can go, like where LeBron James is gonna go to have his swan song year. People are looking at Cleveland, especially because they're gonna probably try to get Bronny to go there too. They're gonna try to basically show it up, show it out, all that kind of stuff. Problem is that Cleveland is actually worth a damn. And to basically
Yes.
you can't really have a worth a damn team with a swan song ass dude. And it also doesn't he don't really fit. And he would have to probably take the minimum also. So that's not really gonna work. But if they did employ like a loan system, like where you could basically be like, okay, we gonna at least take out one of these. We're gonna basically take out a big integral part of what we have. Let's say a Donovan Mitchell, maybe even James Harden, even though that wouldn't really work for the Lakers because they already got Luka.
Yep.
But but if say you take out a Donovan Mitchell, or something like that, even Evan Mobley, because they do need, or Jared Allen. Let's say something from the Cavaliers where it's like, all right, we're gonna nerf y'all a little bit to basically make sure that LeBron James can have his swan song season, and we ain't gotta basically worry about y'all getting mad because now y'all playoff dreams are basically being taken away. Because yeah, you can't really do both. Now, granted, the Cardinals tried to do that with Albert Pujols, and it worked, but it didn't work. Or it worked for Albert Pujols, but it didn't really work for the grand scheme of things.
I know.
And so I think it's hard to basically make those kind of shits happen. When Kobe basically left, the Lakers was a shit. So it was easy to basically do all the kind of things for Kobe to basically make sure that he was comfortable and he got the actual flowers that he deserved for all the years that he put in. And so I think that's where it's like, all right, maybe if we take some pieces away from here and give it to somebody else that basically could use them, at least temporarily, and then just say, hey, once this is all through, once LeBron basically shuts out the lights and closes the door, you go ahead and come back to Cleveland, like or whoever it may be, Donovan Mitchell, whoever, Evan Mobley, whoever. I think that'd probably be good, just to at least have like a temporary thing to where everybody gets the moments that they want, and nobody basically is feeling like, oh shit, I gotta roll out the red carpet while we're trying to actually win an NBA title here.
Yeah. Okay. Now I also see that you pointed out maybe Miami. Why not LeBron?
Because Miami ain't doing shit. Like Miami has been a very much a
I'm gonna tell
middle of
you
the
why
road.
not LeBron in Miami.
Well, I could. I want let me say what I say. Let me say what I think, and then I think I know where you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But let me go ahead and fish. So I'm thinking when it comes to the Heat, they're not going anywhere. They're not bad, but they're not good. Or they're not great. Not really good. Like they have like a team that basically has Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, who basically people been saying is no help for Jimmy Butler. So they wouldn't be any help for, say, a LeBron James.
Yep. And then Jimmy
Um,
Butler left.
Yep. And Jimmy Butler's gone. But the thing about it is, like, this is a team that really just does not have anything that you could basically be like, this is a championship winning team. Even though the years that they basically made it to the finals, they didn't really have much to say that they were a championship winning team. But be that as it may, I think when it comes to LeBron basically going out, this is where LeBron basically, Miami is where LeBron really bloomed, like really became a national, even though he had the stuff with Skip Bayless and he had the stuff with Cleveland and everything like that. That first go around, this is where LeBron, I think, announced himself to absolutely everywhere. Coming off the decision, coming off of everything that basically came out with that, with the pep rally, with them losing to the Mavericks year one. Like, I think this is where LeBron came into full bloom, the real MVP, the real like crusher of dreams. Like, remember the meme that basically him stirring up, when it was what, game 6 against the Celtics, like in the red Heat uniform. That wasn't a Cavs uniform. Like he had to go lethal there. But that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe have the swan song there with Miami, especially because it's a much better place. I think probably his family would probably rather be in Miami than be in Cleveland. But I don't know them like that. I think Savannah is also from Cleveland as well. But like, I think that basically Miami would be a nice place for LeBron to say give his goodbyes. And I think the Miami, who basically retired Michael Jordan's jersey preemptively, might I add, they retired Michael Jordan's jersey because they thought everybody else was going to retire Michael Jordan's jersey, and nobody else retired Michael Jordan's jersey. But yeah, that's what I think is going to be good for LeBron.
Oh, I could tell you why Miami wouldn't do that. It'll be over Pat Riley's cold, dead, dirty
Yeah,
hands
I knew he
in
was going to say that.
Miami. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
LeBron ain't getting that shit from Pat. Pat Riley.
You don't think so? Okay, so I'm just saying. Okay. Look. We
He can't get a
this
swan song in Miami. Look, he cannot get a swan song in Miami. They will probably retire a jersey, but trust me, it's gonna be Pat gritting his teeth the entire way. the entire way if he does that. Um, Let me tell you something about a man named Pat Riley, okay? This is the same man who was in LA with all of them shenanigans that was going on during the time, okay? You think that after he told this man no behind some chocolate chip cookies, which is what part of this started behind, and then LeBron left in the middle of the night, that he would be able to go there and be like, "Hey man, I'm gonna have my last ride here in a nice way." Hell no.
Okay, so I know you said that. I'm gonna bring up a counterpoint. I'm gonna bring up
Mm-hmm.
this counterpoint. So now you watch wrestling. You watch
Yep.
wrestling.
Yep.
You know about the Ultimate Warrior.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, so I remember one of my earliest memories from a thing called LimeWire
Mm-hmm.
is that I remember that there was a WWE's produced DVD
Mm-hmm.
that basically talked about the self destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. And
Mm-hmm.
now I remember watching that, and it was literally like 120 minutes. No, not even 120 minutes. It was about 100 minutes of WWE different people. When you talk about Classy Freddie Black, no, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, Vince McMahon, Michael Hayes, all bullshitting Ultimate Warrior. Like Jim Hellwig, they tore that man up. All they kept doing was talking about how he didn't work with anybody, how he was so rough, how he ain't shit, how all these kind of stuff. They tore that man to pieces
Mm-hmm.
and basically kept bad mouthing. It was basically like if you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch was a WWE DVD. They just kept motherfucking that dude. And then what happened? Jim Hellwig goes back to WWE, signed, basically is there to be that brand ambassador and dies the next day. But still, it was still to the point of Jim Hellwig basically said, I'm gonna go back. Now, what LeBron did with Pat, he didn't motherfuck him. Neither one of them motherfucked each other. At least not in public. Even though Pat Riley did famously tell Danny Age to go fuck himself in a press release. Um, but be that as it may, Pat Riley's older. He's knocking on heaven's door, and I think that basically he would basically placate. He knows what his team is. He knows what it is, and so I think he would basically be cool with signing LeBron just for a year and dealing with all that came with it just for a year, and just basically saying, okay, LeBron, this is where you really became a man. This is where you're going to end your time in the NBA. Because the thing about it is, LA could do it, but like Draymond said, nigga, he think he Kobe or whoever said that. No, he ain't clear. No, he said that about Paul Pierce. Never mind. But I don't know if they're gonna really want to do that because that would probably be the best place to do it. But it's just to the point of if it's not LA, I think it's gonna be Miami. I think Miami's gonna be the one that is going to be like, all right, LeBron, come on down. Let's go ahead and do it. They already been talking about going to get him. It's been talked about at least a little bit. Or I've heard it being talked about. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think
Polar
if you're
bears
Miami,
have a
why
better
not do it?
chance at finding igloos in hell before Pat Riley will let this happen, okay? Okay? That's all it is. He
That's fair.
ain't letting it happen, okay?
That's fair.
Pat Riley is that. Let me tell you something. Pat Riley is the equivalent to my godmother. May her soul rest, okay? You ain't getting over once it's done, it's done. Okay?
Mhm.
I stayed in this woman's good graces till she passed. Cause I knew if I ever got on the outside of the door, I might as well walk away. Cause no matter how much I knock, I'll never be let back in there, okay?
Fair enough.
I knew look, once he left and how he left, I think if he could have went to Pat like a man and told him, I don't want to be here anymore, Pat would have respected it. But because he just left,
Yeah.
it ain't happening.
Yeah.
D Wade, look, he honored D Wade. He even did for Shaq. Okay,
That's true.
he not gonna do that for LeBron. Him and LeBron gonna have to have a conversation outside of the people's eyes before he gonna get that.
That's a
Because
fair point.
he's gonna have to tell them, hey, bro, I'm sorry that I did this like this, and then he'll say, you know what, I forgive you about, because that's the type of dude Pat is. I'm telling you, he's one of them guys, and I would play for a Pat Riley due to the fact that as long as you're loyal to him, he'll be loyal to you. But the minute you're not loyal, and we go the wrong direction,
If it's fuck me, it's fuck you forever.
yeah. And
Yeah.
look, he's one of them people. Look, you go low, he go into hell. That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's it.
That's true. That is true.
That's all he believes in, and I'm like, y'all got to be careful with this old man, because he not
Yeah.
playing whenever he plays for keeps
He is not fucking around with the fuck around.
at all. He ain't even gonna look. He not even gonna give you a chance to get away with what you thought you was gonna get away with. All right,
Mm.
it ain't happening. It's not happening. But look, like I said, he maybe might have a chance, because you know who's gonna have to broker that? D Wade. D Wade is gonna
Yeah,
have to broker that.
yeah,
D Wade is gonna have to broker that. That's the only D Wade is gonna have to say, Pat, look, I know you're mad with him. He gonna have to go in there. Look, it's gonna take a couple flights. Go down there and talk to him ahead of time. How
yeah.
you doing,
Like
Pat?
Wade would have to be, and Wade would be the perfect mediator because he did send Wade off, or Wade did, get his, and everything like that. Like it's yeah. It, you right. You right.
It gotta be him. Because look, Shaq tried to kill him, and he did right by Shaq.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did right by Shaq. But due to the fact, I think he respects the fact that Shaq tried to kill him with his own hands, and he ain't sent
It-
nobody else to do it. Okay, you
right.
gotta
Like he
remember the
can't.
crazy mentality of a person like that. I
Yeah.
respect that he tried to do that to me. You know,
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about with Charles Barkley. Like, it's like, man, would you rather be the hanger, or like Charles Barkley or Robert Horry? Like, would you rather be the guy that basically is just along for the ride, or you want to be the dude that do it? Like with Pat is like, I respect the shooter more than I respect the person that ordered the hit.
mm-hmm.
Like, I will respect the motherfucker that's actually gonna put his hand on the gun and try to come up, try to take me out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's all it is. He respected Shaq for that. He's like, you know what? He said his big ass tried to kill me, but I'm gonna do right by him. He helped me get this over. Hey, it is what it is, and that's fine. But for the LeBron thing,
That's true.
Wade gonna have to go talk to him. Wade is gonna have to be probably Wade and Haslam.
And yeah, because I was gonna say Bosch, but now Haslam will be much better.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Wade and
Haslam,
Haslam is
Haslam
gonna
will
have to go
actually be
talk
much
to
better,
him. They're
much
gonna
much better.
look. They're gonna have to talk to him, and look, man. I know the cookie. I know. Look, they're gonna have to. Cause
Hey,
see,
I know how you feel about this.
yeah.
Like, I know this, but look, man,
Look, I know you don't want to talk with him, but can you do this for us?
yeah, just 1 year. Think about how much money you gonna make with the LeBron tour. Like, come on, man.
You just gotta appeal to him and hope that he say yeah and roll with it. And if that's that, be like, I bet he gonna listen to you. But outside of that, yeah, you working with a bad one right there. I'll be like, hey, man, it's a little testy right now.
Like the block is a wee bit hot right now.
Yeah, just a wee bit. You might want to be careful around here right now, cause it's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy. But that was, the ending of pretty much our show. Unless we might have something real quick that we might want to talk about. Rob, anything come to your mind before we get out?
There was something with wrestling. I was gonna say,
Well, it
oh,
wasn't bad.
congrats to Cody Rhodes winning the WWE title once again. Spoiler alert. You ain't feeling it. You ain't feeling it,
Hell
dog.
no. I told y'all a
You
few
don't want
this.
you don't want Randy versus RKO from?
The loot, but I don't want it.
Not at
No,
all.
no.
Big Bro versus Little Bro?
Mm-mm.
Really? I want it. So this is what I wanted, but this is what I was hoping was gonna happen. I was hoping because I heard somebody say something about a 6-pack challenge. Like I was hoping that there's the possibility of like say instead of it being just even though I think what it sounds like Drew is about to go against Nick Aldis at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like I was hoping it was gonna be like say Randy, Cody, Jacob, LA Knight, Drew, and then somebody else. Like I don't know who else, but somebody else basically. Sammy.
Okay.
Like something like that would have been dope. But I don't know if they want to do something like that or even make it a fatal four way. Because they could do Cody, RKO, Drew. I mean Cody, RKO, Sammy, and Jacob. But I don't know if they want to do that either. But like if it's just Cody versus Randy, I'm good with it. I'm okay with that because they had what was it? What was they shit called? Legacy. Like they
Hmm.
had the legacy bonds and everything like that. Like there's meat to that bone. And especially when we're talking about WrestleMania is like a month away. Like you don't really need that much time with it. Like I think that they got just enough time to basically make that match a big deal, and then basically go into that match and have it being a nice match. Because I mean, both of them are two good wrestlers, but it's like, yeah, like it's not as great as it would be like if there was Jacob in there, or if there was like somebody else that really like light my fire. But nah, it's like I like it for what it is. I like the story that they possibly can make with it.
I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told Visky. I feel like you're wasting putting this back in his hands, and it could have been somebody else. Could have just been somebody else.
But who else would have been good as far as a matchup with Randy? Because you already made Randy the number one contender. So like, who do you basically put in that spot?
Well, that's the thing. I figured I had a feeling that they were gonna push back to Cody, but you could have had a temporary guy like LA Knight come in there.
Or basically just have it as like a fatal four way and just have Drew B come in
Yeah,
as champion, have Cody and Randy, and then add like say a LA Knight or
yeah, you could have
Jacob
did
Fatu
that.
or something like, or really Jacob Fatu because Jacob Fatu I think is
Could have
deserved
been
very
him.
much deserving.
I I've said it a million times. The more Cena said it during the last run, they want you to be me and you can't be me,
It's true.
and it's true.
He
You're
he
not
it,
that dude.
the thing about Cody is that he's too much. I think he's too much of a company guy. Like whereas like his daddy was more of a more and this is the problem because this is the problem that like second generation guys of greats. So like when people were talking about Bronny, coming into the draft, I was like, man, Bronny just got to have like a nice little 8 year career, and that's all he really can do. Like he can't be his dad. He can't be nowhere near that. If he could be Gary Payton the second, like I think he could. I think that'd be a great thing for him. But you know, LeBron ain't near nowhere. Gary Payton ain't nowhere near LeBron, and something like that.
Yeah,
But like when it comes to like Cody, he ain't his daddy.
no, he's
And I
not.
think I think he's a great talker, but he ain't his daddy. And that and the problem with Cody is because Dusty would run things and basically book himself into, because that's what bookers do, like book himself into like, having a shine or whatever. But the thing about Cody is just he's so much of a company dude that when he tries to reverberate out and connect and reach out and touch, and connect with the people, it just ain't there. And I think that he gets a buy on his name and his fairly nice wrestling ability. But as far as a dude, if you know what, I don't want to talk. I don't want to call him this because this is not what I mean, and I'm not saying that he is not anything to this because of how much I talk about him. He's kind of Eli Manning. He gets by on a name, and I think he's a good dude, and
Hmm.
I think he's a great he has done things to basically make himself in a nice spotlight, but he is so much aided by his father's success that it is to the point of that is kind of outweighing a lot of stuff because he hasn't had much juice with these title runs. And I think that I don't think it has to be said, but it's one of those things of like, it's the one thing. Like I told you, my daughter, when the first time she saw him, she was like, "Is he trying to be wrestling president?"
There you go.
That's what he tries to do, and I think that he doesn't do a great job of reaching out and connecting with people tough because he's so damn. It's like he just ain't got it to him. And because at least with Cena, the thing with Cena was he was looked at as a larger than life person. Cody Rhodes is not that. Cody Rhodes will not probably be that. He is that because of whose dick he came out of.
This is the problem. Dustin had the personality that Cody needs, and Cody has the look that Dustin would have needed to get over, because Dustin can wrestle, but Dustin does not have the look that Cody has. Cody has the, because I want you to think about this. The American Nightmare is originally Dustin's thing. That's originally
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was the all natural.
yeah,
He was the not the all natural. He was the natural.
yeah. That was, he just never had the look that Cody had, and Cody has
He
the
also
look.
didn't have the personality.
Well,
He
yeah,
he
he doesn't have a personality, but he had, to me, he had the kind of, I guess you could say, craziness about him.
yes, he's a Texas deathmatch dude, but I think that the thing with Dustin is he got overweighed by basically that Goldust character
Yes, he did.
taking off. And started Cody has Stardust, even though Cody hates Stardust.
Yeah,
And probably Dustin hate Goldust because it was just an affront to their dad.
yeah,
But essentially that was the best of them. And the thing is, like, for me, they've never really made themselves outweigh what they had with those characters that they hate.
yeah,
They've never really leaped over what I felt about those characters. Now, granted, they've had the championships and they've had all this other stuff, but I don't think Dustin has done anything better than Goldust. I don't think Cody had much better than Stardust. I know he had the stuff where he had the mask and with dashing Cody Rhodes and
yeah.
all that. That wasn't better than Stardust to me.
Nah, it
It
wasn't.
wasn't.
It
And
wasn't.
I know we're gonna get comments. How can you say Stardust? It was just Stardust. At least he was interesting. He didn't do shit, but he had like a lot of things to him. He had a lot of great quips. He had a lot of great things. He basically was all into that character. I thought that was great. And I know he hates it, and that's fine. We can disagree on that. I could disagree on that with Cody Rhodes. But the thing about it is, I don't think he's really had much outside. I don't think he's done anything much better than that outside of winning his championships. Yes, he's won those, but I haven't really grasped into what he is more than what he had with that.
Yeah, and look, and the thing is, as soon as WWE, I was good with Drew. I was good with Drew because the thing about Drew for me was, you could, if you wanted to get a ball for Drew, I felt like you had options. You had transitional options. You have a LA Knight. I can't figure out what he's being punished for. I just can't figure out what he's being punished for.
You know what he's punished for?
What?
Old. LA
Mike,
Knight is like 40,
he is
what?
like 40, but he's in great shape. And he's great. That's why I'm saying, if you just wanna, if you wanted to use him,
43.
yeah, if you just wanted to use him for a while to put somebody else, I'm fine with it, because the good part is I can use him for a short term, okay, but I got Jacob Fatu's, I got over 50s, I got guys waiting in the mist that
But
could come
it's
up.
yeah, it's the thing they just did with Damian Priest, who is also 43.
Yeah,
But Damian Priest had to get over Bad Bunny.
yeah,
Yeah, which Bad Bunny, one of the great celebrity wrestlers of all time outside of Logan Paul.
yeah,
But like, yeah, that they don't put titles on people that's older like that. Like
yeah.
that's
I, I,
past
I
40.
know, I know, but to me, he would have been one of the few dudes that I would have gave him a shot for a while, because I feel like he would have been there for it. And it's like I said, I feel like there's other guys that you can transition away from after that. Well, that you can transition to after that. You got Obers waiting. You got these dudes who are gonna be heavyweight hitters that
Yeah.
are coming up that you could win to. Just give him his little shine. Yeah, and look, I'm not saying he's Bret Hart. WWE kept Bret Hart because they knew he was a surefire draw, and
Hmm.
they Their pockets was greedy. They wanted the megastar, but they knew where the line was gonna be whenever I put him there. I know I'm
Mhm.
gonna at least make this much with him, and he's not dropping. That's where he's at. And look, because I want to say Psycho said pass. Um, did he pass? I'm not sure,
Yeah, I think so.
but God rest his soul. Sid had a good gimmick, but he never took off. Like he never was.
Yeah, he never could connect, and also he loved his softball more than he loved basically,
Yeah,
acting out in the ring.
yeah, but it was what it
R.I.P.
was.
City.
It was what it was. But they knew as long as we keep Brett, we know the line is gonna go here, and we can put him with people, and he can wrestle, and he can do this, and he can do that. And it's like I told Visky, I said, you can give LA Knight 3, 4 months, 5 months with the title, and figure the rest of this out.
Yeah,
It's that simple. You can figure it out after that. Give him a little run with the title. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want to see CM Punk with the title.
I don't either.
I don't.
And it is kind of funny because like CM Punk has been running laps around Roman like the last like these promos, dog. Like
Yeah,
it, yeah, he's been running laps around dude.
he has been doing that. But I know some of y'all are gonna say, "Well, what's the problem with CM?" I just don't want to see CM Punk. I just don't.
Yeah,
Not whenever there's other guys I could throw out there. Like I said, there's a LA Knight sitting there that's waiting. I was fine with Drew right now. I didn't really want to see Cody back with it, but I guess I can work with the legacy angle with him and Orton. It's just like I was telling Visky. It's the same thing on the women's side. Rhea is back out there again. Okay, Rhea is back out there, and then they were like, "Well, you don't want Rhea to look soft versus Jade." Hell, I said, "Do pull a Stone Cold and Brett Angle. Let Jade
double cross
lock
or
her
double
ass.
double turn.
No, let Jade lock her ass up in a hole, and I call it the floppy arm. I'm always call it the floppy arm. Let her lock up and go out there and raise her arm 3 times. She doesn't tap out, but we know that she has to lose, but she doesn't officially give up. She goes out not giving up on her own. Jade gets pumped up Monster Hill, and this is how we ride this out. Because I'm be fair with you, it's some of y'all in the comment section couldn't whip Jade, couldn't whip Jade Cargill if y'all wanted
She a
to.
motherfucker right there.
Exactly. I look if she challenged me, I'd be like, hold up, bro, let me stretch fight to what up.
She
Yeah,
got it.
yeah. We just throw it out there, but just work with me. Just work with me, WWE. Hell,
Well, I mean, Jade is the heel right now, though. Like, I don't think you need a double
uh,
turn.
yeah, but
I
she's
think,
she's not the proper heel to me. She's not the proper heel. Like they've booked her kind of wrong to me. You know,
mm.
they booked her wrong. Do you remember whenever China first came in? China was fucking women up. You remember that?
Well, yeah, but that's a different time though,
This is
because
true.
she was the strong one there, like where you didn't have like the supreme, like you didn't have the locker room of supreme athletes like you do now. Like
Okay,
you just had
but
the
here,
Terry
quick question.
Runnells
Quick
and
question.
Ivories of the world. What's up?
Are you afraid to wrestle real?
Oh yeah, she's a motherfucker.
I'm not afraid to wrestle her. I'm not. Her her look doesn't. I'm gonna look at her and I'm gonna be like, bring it on. Come on.
She lost some weight, but
I'm gonna take
there's
her.
a there's a side to her that I'm like,
Look, look. I'm gonna grab the rope, stretch a couple times, bring it on. Jade,
you could do.
yeah, Jade. I'm gonna say, hold on. Give me a second. I'm really Jade. I gotta do a little bit more, cause I'm gonna be like, let me stretch a little more for this.
I mean, Jade former basketball player, everything. Like,
Yeah.
let's see.
Dude, look,
Yeah,
look.
because
Dude,
Jay Car.
different set of standards dealing with her.
I mean, yeah, Rhea's like 5'10", 5'8". Jade is 5'10". So, so
It's not
she's
ain't
not
just the 5'10" though.
tall,
It's the fact that I've seen her working out
but
and
she is
personally,
huge.
yes, I
Yeah,
know what
that
she's
she is
capable of
built,
dealing with her. Rhea,
built.
not so much. Rhea, I'm like, you 5'8", you like an inch bigger than Muhammad. Come on, we can do this. I got you. Her, let me stretch a little bit more, cause you might give me a little trouble, right? I gotta
Yeah,
watch you.
yeah.
You be right after me on the bench press talking about just take one plate off. I got the rest. One plate off.
All right, excuse me.
I'd be like, okay, yeah, she's ready. But yeah, that's how I look at that with that. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Oh, and the E in WWE with Danhausen is there. He has his funny quips. Like me and Rob just want to be, because I know it's some of y'all out here who talking about this on that goddamn clip that's out there that we have. It's not that we don't like him. It's that what we said was there was too much emphasis put in on bringing him in. He could have been bought in the way that he showed up Monday, and we would have appreciated it. Let's be clear. We
Yep,
told
didn't
him
need to be anything more than that.
you need a box and all of that other shit and all of that. Like, what is this?
Nigga was a letdown.
Yeah, it was a bunch of letdown, bro. Just let's be real about it. But I think he, and you know what else I think before we get up out of here, because I know we running on. I think that they brought him in, and I thought about this seriously. We have people who are characters that are funny, but they serious wrestlers. Well, they have funniness about them or smugness about them, like Dominic Mysterio. I'm gonna use him as an example. But we don't have too many R truths.
No.
And I think that's where Dan is gonna fit in at.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what they're looking at.
Yeah, I think that that's where he's gonna fit in. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Now bring back the 24/7 title.
I mean, nigga, that I love that shit.
One of the most entertaining things in wrestling history.
Granted, it was mainly because of our truth and Ash by England, Ash by Elegance. I think that's what she goes by now. You know, Tamina, like they basically did the thing with it, but like and our truth. But yeah, like no, bring that shit back. That shit was awesome. I loved it.
That shit was hilarious as hell. Nobody could ever tell me that that wasn't funny. I can go put the running segments on of that and watch that, because that shit
Yep.
is hilarious to watch. This the elevator shit, the him and old boy at the wedding, and then he catches him at the honeymoon. WWE. Sometimes you don't you sometimes I swear you cut off your nose just to spite yourself. Just just to do this to me. But it is what it is with that. But me and Rob are gonna get up out of here because I know that we didn't ramble about extra shit WWE and we had finished with the MLB. But remember, like, subscribe, tell your people about us. Don't forget we have clips. We have 2 different channels. We have this one, the Bruh Migos live channel. We have the Bruh Migos podcast channel where we post other stuff, and we do post our random videos, whether it be me and Visky whenever he's back from consignment and stuff like that, or anything that we think about that we'll post over there. And let me think. Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky. We're tweeting. Sometimes we live tweet. I'll live tweet about games. We'll be watching baseball world. I don't know why I want to call it baseball World Series, and that
The
is not what the
y'all
hell it
see
is.
it.
But it's the World Baseball Classic. We'll be talking about a World Baseball Classic. Like I said tonight, it's gonna be Brazil and Mexico. That would be the game that I watch at 7:00. And am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. Rob, go ahead and take us out.
Good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift. See y'all next time, man.
Yeah, see you guys next week. Probably, Sunday around the same time as we do our Thug Thizzle, you feel me?
Same bad time, Vic. Same bad channel.
Yep, same bad time, same bad channel. We're out of here. Peace.